Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel. We have we are again back with a daily dose of financial news, important financial updates, which will be very important for you in your increasing your financial knowledge and your preparations. Now, India's eight core. The first news is India's eight core sectors growth output up 12.1% in August. So, which are these eight core sectors? The eight core sectors are cement, coal, crude oil, electricity, fertilizers, natural gas, refinery products, and steel. So these are eight core sectors. Why they are important? Because they are crucial to India's growth, and they provide industrial inputs to various industries apart from being crucial to infrastructure development. So it is a good news. They have grown 12.1% in August. In July, the number stood at 8% on an annual basis. So that has a very significant increase. The index of eight core industries measure the combined and individual performance of production of eight core industries. So they measure individually also, and they measure as a combined for these eight sectors also. Also, these eight core industries comprise 40.27% of the weight of the items included in the index of industrial production, that is IIP. So it will be important to see, and we can hope good numbers on the front of IIP also. The second news is about retail inflation for industrial workers. So we know that we measure uh, inflation for the economy, for the retail inflation or the wholesale price index, we measure through them. But there is another index which measures retail inflation for industrial workers. How they are measured? So they take into account the prices in 317 markets spread over 88 industrially important centers in the country. So that has come down a bit. It was 7.5% in July this year, and it has reduced to 6.91%. So that is a good news for industrial workers also. Another important news: our chief economic advisor, Mr. V. Anantha Nageswaram, said on Friday that Indian economy is poised to grow at an average pace of 6.5% per annum over the period of 2023 to 2030. So his estimates are in line with Reserve Bank of India's estimates. Though the global agencies, the rating agencies, and the World Bank, they're putting their cap around 6%, but then also India will be the fastest growing major economy in the world. So the good news on the economic front side. Another news is Karnataka notifies ordinance for 28% GST on real money gaming. You know that the real gaming industry was slapped with the highest highest GST, highest possible GST of 28% during the last meeting of the GST Council, and then now states have to notify them to be implemented. Now Karnataka has done it, and so are the other states doing. The fiscal deficit widens to rupees 6.43 lakh crore in April to August cycle. So you may think it is a bad news, but it is good news because the overall fiscal deficit is under control, and during this 5 month period, it accounts for only 36% of the full year target of 17.87 lakh crore rupees. And also the good news is that the center's fiscal deficit was only rupees 37,233 crore, which was down 81% from the same month of the previous year, as total receipts post a four-fold increase to rupees 2.5 crores. So the receipts are increasing, the deficit is down, and the fiscal and the deficit is also under control as per the target. So it is good news. Moving on to banking, finance, and capital market news, the RBI has paid over 1,300 crore rupees to procure over 317 crore pieces of rupees 2000 notes. As you know, in May this year, the Reserve Bank of India withdrew these notes from circulation. Now they had asked public to deposit these notes. The rupees 2000 notes, as you know, it was introduced in 2016 after the demonetization, and the main purpose was to replace the withdrawn notes of rupees 500 and 1000 as soon as possible and provide relief to the customers. After the purpose was solved, the printing was gradually stopped, and the last lot was printed in 2018 and 19. And then in 2023, the RBI decided to withdraw these notes. The deadline is 30th September, that is today. So you can see now we will no longer be using rupees 2000 notes in our economy. Another important and good news is that Warehousing Development and Regulatory Authority signs Memorandum of Understanding with Bank of India to facilitate low interest rate loans. So after the introduction of ENWRs, that is electronic negotiable warehouse receipts, whereas in that system you can put your industrial produce in a warehouse, then you will be issued a receipt, and then you can go and avail credit on the basis of those warehouse receipts. So earlier they were physical. The physical warehouse negotiable receipt market is around 6,000 crore, but now the electronic warehouse receipts market is also growing, and the Warehousing Development Regulatory Authority is pushing this by signing this kind of MOUs with different banks, which will allow farmers to get loans on cheaper rates, and also they're also encouraging further outreach activities to improve agriculture plus finance in India. The news is sale of electoral bonds. Now, this electoral bonds has been a very contentious issue between between political parties. Some are favoring this, some are totally against this. So earlier, you can see earlier the donations made to political parties, they were given in cash. So and the money was unaccounted money, so that was not good. Into 2018, the government came up with this regulation, and under this the parties registered under Representation of the People Act 1951, and which those parties who have secured not less than 1% of the vote polled in the last general election to the House of the People or the Legislature Assembly of the state shall be eligible to receive the electoral bonds. So SBI will be issuing the 28th phase of the sale. So these electoral bonds are sold on first 10 days of every quarter, and they can be bought by from a KYC compliant account only, through checks or electronically, and these can then be donated. They are tax free for both the donor and the receiver. So since our quarter is ending today, for the next first 10 days, SBI will be selling, that is 4th October to 30th October, the first 10 working days, they will be sold by 29 authorized branches of SBI. Now moving on to business and industry, Vedanta announces demerger to split businesses into 6 listed entities. Now you know Vedanta, they are into metals and commodities section. So they are now splitting their industry into 6 separate entities. There will be 6 separate verticals. There will be these verticals will be metals, power, aluminum, and oil and gas. So stock has reacted positively to it also yesterday, and let's see how this is going to be beneficial to them. Now good news for Tatas. Moody's, global rating agency Moody's, has upgraded Tata Power rating to PA1. Earlier, the rating for the Tata Power, it was BA2, and now it's been improved to BA1, and they have also maintained a stable outlook on the firm. So this will reduce their financial cost. Another news now on the regulatory and development new front. The government hikes interest rate on a 5-year recurring deposit scheme to 6.7%. So as you know, government is running different schemes for benefit of the people, like senior citizen savings scheme, Sukanya Samadhi savings scheme, PPF scheme, and these schemes rates are revised on the quarterly basis. So during this quarter, government has not changed any rates. Only on the 5-year recurring deposit scheme, it has changed to 6.7%, and it's an increase of 20 basis points. The highest interest rate you can get on the government deposits is an interest rate on the senior citizen savings scheme, which has remained at 8.2%, which is good for people who have retired, and they are dependent on the earnings from the interest of their retirement proceeds. Now, the last news for today: government waives export tax on Bangalore rose onion. So, what is Bangalore rose onion? They are a typical kind of rose onions which are grown in the Bangalore area. So earlier, government had imposed a 40% duty on export of all varieties of onion in August, but now they have given an exemption, and they have waived export tax on Bangalore rose onion. So this is good news for the exporters. Thank you for watching the video. I will meet again on Monday with latest financial news and updates. Thanks. Till then, goodbye.